What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here on a lovely Taco Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing well. Guys, I was live earlier today, but I am back because I know there's a bunch of people that might have missed this morning's stream, even though we had like 500 people this morning's stream. We were popping beyond belief. But we are here again nonetheless. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate every single one of you. We're going to keep the goal the same, 100 likes and 100 live viewers. So if you are here, you're ready to get zesty, you feel the zest in your soul. Smash the like, share the stream out with friends, comment in the chat. The more we interact with the stream, the more YouTube shares it out. The more you guys share it out on the twitter.coms and the other social medias, the more YouTube says, yo, we definitely got to pull this out. We definitely got to make sure everyone sees this. So again, make sure you interact with the stream. Thank you guys again for coming. Also, thank you to our sponsor, Market Cipher. Make sure to use code missteencrypto or code Zesty for 20% off on Market Cipher. Link is in the live chat and in the description. Please make sure you use that link. Thank you guys again for joining me today. Again, let's get 100 likes and 100 live viewers. What is going on right here? My hair, it's summertime, so it's frizz time. It's getting crazy out here. It's getting crazy. I did have a red shirt on, and I felt like I was dying before. It was like all the way up here. I felt like I was dying. But now I feel more free. But I'm sticking with red because there's blood in the streets.
Smash the like button, you incels.
Oh, thank you, Joe. Welcome. Thank you for the $5 super chat, the first contribution of the stream. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Joe, we had the squad out here before. We had Patrick. We had Automatic Beats. We had All Set Miner. We had Geek before. We had Retro Mike. And you were missing, Joe. You were missing. You were absent. But I'm happy you're here now. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat. We got SpongeBob in the chat. Retro Mike is here again. He said 2 Hipper streams in one day. How did we get so lucky? It is your lucky day, my friends. I'm live again. Still keeping again the red theme because there's blood in the streets. Gary Gensler's trying to scare us. But we're not scared. We're powerful individuals. Let's say hi to everyone else. We got Randy, Colin McKenzie, Bulldog, Emma. Oh gosh, Emma. We got Taco Berry. What's up? He's on the Intrepid with Jimmy. Yo, guys, I hope you're having a good time. Let me know about those planes because I haven't been there since probably 10 years ago on a school trip. But let me know if they still have like the planes and the Titanic stuff on there. I believe they do at the Intrepid. It's a good time. Shout out to Jimmy, though, and Taco Berry. It was a really great time hanging with them the other day. We got BBB telling people get your coins off the exchanges. Yes, absolutely. Please take self-custody. We got Alexandra G coming back. Thank you, fam. We got Sharam. Thanks for coming. T-Bone is here as well. Paul Christopher. Who else? We got Ozzy in the chat again. Thanks for coming. Ricochet Rabbit. Did I break a nail? No. I am okay. Nails are okay. Chilling. Nails are chilling. It's funny, though. Rick is here as well. He said we back. Absolutely. Crypto Outcast is here. Gordon, what's up? The Brothers T. MK, hello again. Hello. Nice to see you. D&B, it's nice to see you. UK Miners. It's like another Randy rant incoming. Probably. There's a lot of people that, again, did miss the earlier interview and such. So I'm going to play that interview from Gary Gensler and CNBC. We could just kind of like react to it as it's going. We have a period or a dot. Or, yeah, I guess, what should I call you, friend on TikTok? You said I'm here too. Hi, MTC. Well, hello. Sir Clever4 said the bankers, Wall Street are lobbying hard to crush crypto. They don't want it to change. Well, yeah, we could look at Coinbase stock as well while we go over the market recap because Coinbase stock was falling like around 20% this morning. Then it started to recover. It was down around 15% when we ended this morning's stream on YouTube. So, yeah, there was definitely a little squeeze for Coinbase even yesterday. You saw the stock starting to come down a little bit. It does, again, seem a little coordinated. Said your name is Mars. Not sure why it just shows a dot. Okay, got it. Nice to see you, Mars. Welcome. They have all the retro planes. That's nice, Taco Berry. That's nice stuff. Again, make sure you smash these likes, share the stream out with friends. Hit that like button. Make sure you guys get to our goal, 100 likes and 100 live viewers. Joe Harvey said, welcome back. Thank you. Jim, what's up? All right, market recap. Heading into it. Before we go into the interview and everything like that, here we go. We got Bitcoin right now, $26,177. We got, it's up 1.69%, which is very nice, you know, actually in the green at 1.69%. Then we have some momentum shifting on the bearish side. Sorry. I'm just like giggling at myself. And we have some red money flow going on with Bitcoin here on the daily. Now, we are almost midweek. I'm excited to see what happens this week, especially because there's so many things that are coming at crypto right now from the banking crisis, which is still continuing. Earlier this morning, we were looking at the bank stocks and they're not looking cute. Not at all. The banking crisis is still going on, and that's why they're cracking down on crypto. There's a few things that are going to happen soon that kind of line up with why they are trying to do all of this with cryptocurrency, trying to take us out. We know Bitcoin's inevitable, so Bitcoin's kind of rebounding on the news yesterday. The Binance news kind of hit the market, I guess, a little bit, but the drawdown took us below the bottom of our range, and that's below 27,123. Our high for that range is $28,440 about. So again, we took a dip below that range. We went down, then we started to come back up today on the daily. As you can see, the volume really isn't like bonanza right now. I would like to see some craziness go on in the market. I think we just need a little bit of a push. I'm really not sure what that push is going to be, but I do think that, of course, there's going to be more news with the banks. I feel like a lot of this stuff is just kind of being like pushed back, the debt ceiling deal, all of this stuff just kind of accumulating at one point. Now, the money printer is about to go burn. You know, that's good for Bitcoin because it just shows, again, we need a finite supply of that 21 million Bitcoin versus a centralized entity just printing money whenever they feel fit. And we don't have any say in that. Our wealth just diminishes just because they turn on the money printer. When do we have a say in the money that we want? Well, if you enter Bitcoin, you enter cryptocurrency, you now have a say over your money. You're including yourself in a decentralized financial ecosystem where we know there's going to be 21 million Bitcoin to ever exist. We know that there's a halving schedule every 4 years to decrease the amount of Bitcoin that gets obviously distributed. We have an inflation schedule, and we're going to see that in less than 1 year, the next Bitcoin halving. We're going to see a Litecoin halving very soon, but before we get into Litecoin, I want to talk about Ethereum. Ethereum's been making some moves, almost up 2% today. Right now, yesterday, we were talking about maybe trending in between another range again that we were sideways trading in for a while. But before, let's talk about market Cipher. We're still seeing, despite the dips that we've had, the sideways trading with Ethereum, we're seeing some green money flow, and it makes sense because meme coins are still trading, even though the high hype of the meme coin season is kind of like not as high as it was. As you can see, there was like a nice increase in money flow mid-May because that's when a lot of the meme coin madness was going on. And we're kind of just like lowering a little bit, slowly but surely, just dwindling right here. I hope that we end up picking up because of this little pump that we're having, maybe go above $1,900 Ethereum. It'd be very warm to my heart. But again, we have the VWAP below the zero line. I'm hoping that we could just rebound with all of this. Ethereum sideways trading again, kind of maybe between 1,700 and 1,800 about Ethereum. We were sideways trading between this range since March 17th up until April 3rd about that we broke out of it. But then we sideways traded between $1,800 Ethereum and $1,911 Ethereum for a long time, including now. So essentially since April 4th to now. Obviously, we are in June. It's June 6th. So it's been a really long time that we've been sideways trading with Bitcoin, Ethereum. Litecoin hasn't been as sideways, but it's just been a lot of just patience. And that's what the market does. It pushes you to your limit, makes you question everything, squeezing everybody. People are unsure. Is this the bull market? Are we still in a bear market? These are the questions that are floating around people's heads right now. As you can see, the volume for Ethereum really isn't that spicy. I'm waiting for some moves. It seems like the bulls and the bears are just kind of sitting. They don't really know what they want to do right now. We could talk about Litecoin, $88 Litecoin, $88.54, still above that that higher low that we made over here on May 25th. Now we're just kind of seeing it dwindle, $88 Litecoin just hanging, not really dwindling, just hanging, just kind of like surfing. We've been kind of like trading up and down at this $88 level pretty much since mid-January. We just kept revisiting this level. It seems like above $91 is a little bit difficult. For Litecoin, it seems like a little bit of a resistance, and then 95 is kind of the next stop. I'm excited to see what happens with Litecoin, especially because the halving is coming up. It says on Market Cipher, we still have a dash of green money flow here for Litecoin as well. Momentum is over here, printing red dots though, over here. So I'm not sure what that's going to take for us or where that's going to take us, I guess I should say. And again, we have the VWAP below the zero line. I need some momentum here. I want to see, like, this isn't even like, even the momentum on on these sites, it's not even a lot of momentum. It's not even like crazy action like we've seen in the past. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for action. I want to see like big pumps. You know what I mean? I want to see big candles. I want to take a look at Coinbase stock since it's extremely relevant today, considering what's going on with Coinbase and their lawsuit. Right now we're at $51.83 per share on Coinbase. We have some red money flow going on here. We're going to see what's going on with the price action. As you guys can see, this FUD kind of kicked in yesterday. On yesterday's candle, the FUD kind of came through for Coinbase, even though Binance was really the one under siege yesterday, and Coinbase today is now the new news, but it's not as bad as it was. We were down 20% earlier today. Now we're only down 11%, so Coinbase is kind of rebounding again, still in the green for the day. Seems like some people are trying to save Coinbase stock. You see like a little influx here of bullish volume coming through, so here we go, Coinbase. I mean, Coinbase, we know its all-time high was like, what was it, 263 we were looking at earlier? It was like 200. No. Fourth. Oh, wow. I was so off. 430 was the all-time high. And then we were looking at this level as well, 350. Wow. Coinbase. Dippity-do. I mean, listen, that's when it first came out, when the IPO was first out. So, of course, like Coinbase pumped up stupid amounts, $430. I actually remember that. I remember seeing the memes on Twitter. And then, of course, the market kind of evened out, but always getting hit with the FUD, Coinbase, always getting hit with the FUD. There was some class action lawsuit recently that went on with Coinbase, then it got squashed, and now this is going on. Coinbase actually tried to sue the SEC like a month back or something like that. People kind of forgot about that. Coinbase tried to go at the SEC, try to get a definition for what a digital asset is, try to give us some regulatory clarity, and the SEC basically said, no, that's not happening. Which brings us to today, where we have Binance and Coinbase both under siege. Now tell me, friends, do you think we're going to make it drop a 1? If you think we're not going to make it drop a 2, I think inevitably we're going to make it. You can't stop Bitcoin. You can't stop crypto. Now, there's a few things that are happening in the future that kind of correlate to kind of why this is all going on, but I'm going to catch you up with the new news in case you haven't seen it. Now, I do have the full interview from this morning's interview with CNBC and Gary Gensler, so I'm just going to let that play, but I want to fill you in on Binance yesterday, catching you up to today's interview with Gary Gensler. Yesterday, we had the SEC sued Binance and CEO CZ Binance, alleging that there were multiple securities violations. If you take a look, they said that BUSD is a security. Meanwhile, if you remember a while back, the SEC sent Paxos a Wells notice concerning BUSD, Binance's stablecoin, not Paxos' stablecoin, just Binance's. It was the third largest stablecoin at that time by trading volume. Then we had the CFTC come out not too long after and said BUSD is a commodity. So now the SEC then again is reiterating that BUSD is a security. So you have two agencies that really just don't know what's going on. And they said that Binance was commingling funds, that Zhao and Binance had a plan to shield themselves from U.S. regulation. They claimed to the public that Binance.com didn't serve U.S. people. And then there was Binance US that launched in 2019. Binance said that they were implementing controls to block US customers from Binance.com, not Binance US, and to separate them. But they said that CZ did the opposite, and that there were high-value US customers that were using kind of both, and that Binance did not want to be held accountable for these actions. So there's a lot of things that are going on with Binance right now. The SEC also alleged that a number of tokens, I'll put the list up here, which included Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Algo, Filecoin, Cosmos, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, and Decentraland as securities. Here's the full list. And Binance's own chief compliance officer told another employee in 2018 that they're operating as an unlicensed security exchange in the USA, which was a little interesting, but that was 2018, one. And two, that's like when Gary Gensler said that when he was asked a question at a hearing and they asked Gary Gensler, hey, you gave clarity on Bitcoin. What's the clarity on Ethereum and a bunch of other things? And Gary was like, and they were quoting the SEC, and Gary was like, oh, what they say isn't what I say. And what I say is not what they say. So it was kind of like separating them, right? So basically that's what CZ Binance could say in his own defense and just be like, listen, that's what this guy said. That's not what's actually happening. So Binance did end up speaking out, but there was a tweet that went out that the SEC put out with this quote that I thought was just really funny that they put out. Now I'm going to grab CZ's tweet concerning this Binance FUD. I lost it. Oh my gosh. But now Binance users are ending up pulling out $1.5 billion in funds from Binance because of everything going on right now. Can you imagine? $1.5 billion in withdrawals. Now, we did see this kind of level with withdrawals concerning Binance a while back because when FTX was going down and all the exchanges were being questioned, there was probably around this amount being withdrawn from Binance. CZ Binance did react. He said 4. Our team is standing by, ensuring all systems are stable, including withdrawals and deposits, and they'll issue a response because the media got the information before they did. So CZ Binance and his team did not know about the SEC lawsuit pretty much until it was too late. If you need any confirmation, this is so funny. If you need any confirmation about Binance, who should you look to? None other than Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer tweeted, my friends, let's take a gander. Jim Cramer tweets, if you have money with Binance, beat your fellow investors and get out as your assets are commingled. First out might get money. Thank you, Jim, for letting us know to keep our crypto off of the exchanges. I guess some of that was sound advice, right? Like, obviously, keep custody of your crypto. But he is saying that it is commingled. To basically ditch Binance completely. He has done that in the past, Jim Cramer. Obviously, that's when people get very excited about Binance is when, or anything really, is when Jim Cramer tweets about it. Now, Jim Cramer, if you guys are bullish on Jim Cramer, let me know in the chat as well. It's just so funny what's going on. What's up, Crypto Billy? Nico is here. Kenny O, what's up? No G, what's up? Who else is here? Sophie Ann, nice to see you. Automatic Beats. Woo, we got people. Mikey Walls, what's up? If you guys have any questions, you could throw them in the chat. I could try to get to them. Nico said Candle Mafia in the house. Oh, yay. I love the Candle Mafia. Shout out to Frankie Candles. What a cool dude. Our podcast together was awesome. You guys should definitely check that out. Network Bits, you like Solana. Joe, it was cool. I always say username first. Said, I like Solana because Jim Cramer hates it. Well, Solana got listed as, of course, one of the securities that was in both the Binance case and the Coinbase case. Now, let's talk about the Coinbase case that is going on today. Again, friends on TikTok, if you want to hear audio from these videos, please head over to my YouTube channel. The SEC came out today. Yesterday, we dealt with Binance. Now, today, the SEC is suing Coinbase because of unregistered securities violations. Now, again, the SEC has been talking to Coinbase for a really long time. Because they tried to work with FTX concerning a federally regulated crypto exchange called IEX Exchange. Then, obviously, SPF fell through, wrecked. They had to recruit Coinbase for that. Coinbase hasn't directly spoken out about it, but it is something that's out there. They are saying that there was unregistered securities on Coinbase's platform, saying that all these functions, all the different functions were commingled. Coinbase alleged failures are deprived investors of critical protections, including rulebooks that prevent fraud and manipulation, proper disclosure, safeguards against conflicts of interest, and routine inspection by the SEC, is what Gary Gensler said. He continues to talk about Coinbase's platforms, how a lot of these things are high risk. The list goes as follows for the identified securities in the suit. They were Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Sandbox, Filecoin, Axie Infinity, Chiliz, Flow, ICP, which is Internet Computer, Near Protocol, Voyager, Dash, and Nexo. So these are a bunch of different things, like from gaming tokens to NFT blockchains to just simple ways to transact and create things and tokenize things on the blockchain is what they are targeting. Again, the SEC charged Coinbase with 13 charges. let's look at today's interview and watch Gary Gensler's reaction. Make sure as I am playing this, you guys smash these likes, share this stream out with friends, and we're going to get after it. Let's get 100 likes and 100 live viewers. And let me know if the audio is good. And if you guys want captions on the screen, then put a C. If you don't, then put an N. C for captions, N for no captions.
Joins us this morning in a first on CNBC interview. Gensler. The SEC Chair Gary Gensler joins us this morning in a first on CNBC interview. Chair Gensler, it's great to have you back. Welcome.
It's good to be with you, sir.
We've had you on several times, and we've tried to get from you a sense of timing when there would be more clarity regarding this space. It feels like now's that moment.
Look, I think there's been clarity for years. The investing public has the benefit of the U.S. securities laws. Crypto should be no different. And these platforms, these intermediaries need to come into compliance and protect the investing public.
Which of the cases we're talking about, do you want to take them one by one? Which is more important in your view?
You're leading this interview. I'm going to follow you where you are. But let me just say this to the investing public.
He doesn't even want to answer any questions. He's like, I'm not going to go with the conversation. You guys could. Friends on TikTok, please go to YouTube.
These trading platforms, they call themselves exchanges, are commingling a number of functions, which in traditional finance, we don't see the New York Stock Exchange also operating a hedge fund, making markets, and as we alleged in Binance, having a sister organization, flooding the platform with transactions called wash trading, and the lack of controls on the platforms is really a web of deception and conflicts, along with a control person, Mr. Zhao, trying to evade U.S. law.
And given the timeline we're talking about, what do you say to viewers who wonder why enforcement has taken arguably at least several years, so long?
Look, it takes time. We do things by the book. That's what the American public would want us to do. We follow the facts and the law. And I couldn't be more proud of the investigative teams at the SEC working together with colleagues in our various divisions of trading and markets, our general counsel's office, 5 commissioners. But it really, it's a lot of, a gumshoe, walk in the beat investigation to build a case like what you've seen alleged in a 136-page complaint.
Mr. Chairman, a lot of it is hard to understand. For instance, in the Binance complaint, you say, Mr. Chairman, I need to know this. The SEC's Binance complaint also seeks emergency relief, like an asset freeze, expedited discovery, and even the appointment of a receiver. Are there more pleadings coming? Because if you do this, that's the end of Binance.
Look, we have concerns, and I think the investing public should be aware of putting their hard-earned assets onto these platforms. But we have concerns when a platform like this puts themselves out to the public, is consciously trying to evade U.S. law and customer funds. You didn't even know who was custodying them. Was it custodied here in the U.S. on the U.S. platform? Was it custodied overseas? Or were some of your funds in crypto possibly moved to affiliates? There are a number of affiliates named in this called Merit Peak and Sigma Chain.
He says affiliates are brought up in this. So does that mean not only are they coming after Binance and Coinbase, are they coming after all of the people that may have advertised for them or became affiliates for the exchange? Because at that point, I think that's kind of ridiculous to go after people. That's like when they came after people that represented FTX. Like, how did they know that maybe something was wrong? They were just doing their job as an affiliate, and even not even just influencers or affiliates. It's everyday people like you and I. When you sign up for an exchange, not even as a content creator, you could become an affiliate and get an affiliate link or a referral link that you could give out to people so that way they could get onboarded into the exchange. So now are they just coming after everyone for sharing a link? That's like me sharing a link for a makeup store to Alexandra G in the chat, and I'm like, hey Alexandra, go grab some makeup from the store. Here's my link, and you'll get 10% off with my link. And they're like, oh, you're doing something wrong now. Like, that's actually really wild. TikTok, where am I watching? YouTube.com/missteencrypto. Hit my profile pic, link in the description. It's actually wild what's happening right now. D&B, they make it up as they go along. Seems that way. I feel a little sad about this. Make sure you guys are smashing these likes, sharing this stream out with friends, because Gary Gensler is just saying that Binance and CZ Binance are in calculated evasion of the law. I don't know how, when all these cryptocurrencies have been around for years, these crypto exchanges have been around for years, yet the regulation comes through now. I don't know. This is a little odd to me.
It's fundamentally a lack of controls, deception, conflicts. And yes, we're going to do that which we can in front of the courts and make, to the extent we can, the facts known and the public protected.
All right, when I read your Binance, I cannot understand how anyone can assign a value to crypto. It seems entirely predicated on the greater fool theory. Do you disagree?
What is the greater fool theory? Let's Google that. The greater fool theory suggests that one can sometimes make money through a purchase of overvalued assets, items with a purchase price drastically exceeding the intrinsic value, if those assets can later be resold at an even higher price. I'm so dead. So they think that basically crypto is overvalued, but you can't even give value to it. That's a little backwards. They're like, there is no intrinsic value. How can you put a value on crypto? But it's also fool's theory, thinking that these values are already too much. Am I missing something? Does Gary Gensler agree?
Look, we as an agency are meant to be merit neutral, Jim. There's a lot of question. There's 10 to 20,000 tokens. Actually, in the Coinbase complaint, we note that they have, through the Coinbase wallet, you can trade 16,000 different tokens. And there's a lot of debate as to the use cases and whether there's any there. Look, we don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar. It's called the euro. It's called the yen. They're all digital right now. We already
have a digital money. They said we already have digital currency, the dollar and the yen. If that's what we're drawing comparisons to, then guys, oh my gosh, the TradFi system is down bad. The TradFi system is down bad. Again, Bitcoin, we could do cross-border payments, peer-to-peer payments instantly without permission. We actually get to own our currency. Unlike the digital currency now, where it's controlled by the banks, where they don't even let you buy what you want to buy or transfer when you want to transfer. People can't even transfer money within their own bank accounts. And then there's going to be FedNow that's coming out in only a few months. And that is why this is happening. Smash these likes, guys.
have digital investments. And you have entrepreneurs representing digital investments on this program all day long. And it's whether it's the big tech companies, the automobile companies, you name it. It's all digital right now, the investing world. So what is the real underlying value of these tokens? And that's why you need full, fair, and truthful disclosures. And that's the regime the securities laws was set up when there's a group of
truthful disclosures. What about the banks and what they're doing with our money?
We are toast and I'm frightened by that bald man.
Diglets, you're funny, dude. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're toasting. I'm frightened by that bald man. I mean, listen, we know Gary Gensler. He's a true crypto pleb. I mean, he's just playing the game, bro. He's playing the game. Listen, I don't know what he's talking about disclosures for when we didn't know about the Silicon Valley Bank executives cashing out $84 million in the past 2 years before Silicon Valley Bank went down. I don't see any disclosures from the banks about where our money is and where they're spending our money, because obviously they take our money and they put it elsewhere. Otherwise, we'd be able to have proof of reserves in the bank where you go to your bank and you know your money's there. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Of entrepreneurs, those entrepreneurs should be able to put their case in front of the investing public in what's called a filing. That's kind of the bedrock of what President Roosevelt and Congress worked on 90 years ago.
Chair Gensler, it's David. Can you characterize at all what, if any, I would assume there have been many conversations through time with Coinbase, between the SEC and Coinbase. Can you characterize, did you ever get close? Have you ever sort of gotten close to getting them to accede to your wishes? I would assume, obviously, given the complaint, they didn't quite get there. But can you give our viewers any sense as to what's happened to get to this point?
Look, I'm not going to go into any one set of conversations between the agency and a company, but we've had discussions with literally dozens of crypto incumbents, including the ones that you just mentioned. And what we find is this is a field that's built. The whole business model is built on non-compliance with the U.S. securities laws. And we're asking them to come into compliance, and they're going a bit of catch us if you can. That's a sort of generalization. And they're commingling various functions that traditional finance we don't allow. I mean, the public would be aghast if they thought the New York Stock Exchange was also running a hedge fund trading against them.
But what about all the people in the higher ups that have gotten busted and are speculated to have done insider trading that are literally trading against the people with huge bank accounts? This is already happening. Imagine how outraged the public would be if you actually told them the truth. I mean, listen, we already know it. It's already happening. That's why they halt stocks, is because when hedge funds get hurt, that's when stocks are halted. If you guys remember AMC and GameStop stock, they were going up. The meme stocks were pumping, and they halted those stocks because it was one of the worst days in history for the hedge funds.
Or allowing wash trading or lacked controls to protect against fraud and manipulation on the platform. And so the conversations have been constructive, but it's also about them bringing a business model into compliance. We have had success. There is, even in the last 2 weeks, an entity filed as a crypto entity filed as what's called a special purpose broker dealer and got registered that way. We've had successes with tokens. But now it's about these crypto exchanges in the middle of the market where, frankly, the public should really be
coming to compliance. I mean, how? When you don't even know what a digital asset is. I mean, sheesh. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. Wow, that's really wild. That's really wild. Now, for those of you that maybe just entered the stream, I'll give you guys a little bit of a recap here. So, the SEC came after Coinbase and Binance. Binance, they said that funds were being commingled, that Binance is basically just all like FTX, that they have unregistered securities like Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Algorand blockchains, File, Coin Network, Cosmos, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, and Decentraland, Mana are securities. They are also saying that Binance again is commingling funds. CZ Binance did step out and say that this is FUD, and that all withdrawals and deposits are being watched by the team, and that he didn't even see the complaint before the media did. Coinbase, the next day is sued on unregistered securities allegations. I believe there were 13 against Coinbase from the SEC. Gary Gensler coming at them saying that the following are securities: Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Sandbox, Filecoin, Axie Infinity, Chiliz, Flow, Internet Computer, which is ICP, Near Protocol, Voyager, Dash, and Nexo are securities in the suit. And they are worried about it all. They said that the Coinbase is charging them with operating its crypto asset trading platform as an unregistered national securities exchange, broker, and clearance agency. Meanwhile, they have been tapped upon by Gary Gensler before Coinbase for IEX Exchange, which was originally going to be a federally regulated exchange with the help of SBF. Obviously, FTX severely fell through. Coinbase, at the same time, they're getting hit with the SEC. Alabama regulators also say that Coinbase violated state securities laws with their staking program. So at the same time that the SEC is coming after Binance and Coinbase is getting hit by Alabama. The ASC, which is the Alabama Securities Commission, said that there's a show cause order that's alleging Coinbase and its parent corporation, Coinbase Global, broke the law by offering staking rewards to earn for the state residents. And the regulator wants the entities to show why they should not be directed to cease and desist from selling unregistered securities in Alabama. Coinbase is getting hit from all angles, and the ASC said they're committed to protecting Alabama consumers and investors. My question is, why didn't you help people when all these bank stocks are now down over 90% for the new year? It seems like an attack on crypto. It's an attack on gaming coins. It's an attack on the metaverse. And it's an attack on basically blockchains that you're able to build on and create tokenized assets. We already know that other countries are tokenizing assets using Polygon blockchain, using Ethereum, and now creating private blockchains. That is why this is happening. FedNow is also why this is happening. FedNow is coming out in July, which is basically the payment rail system that CBDCs could be integrated upon. It gives you just pure centralization. Of course, the big banks are jumping in that first. That's one that is supposed to come out on July 1st. Now, you also have the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ aimed for their Q2 2023 Bitcoin and crypto custody service. They want to enter the broker game. They want to enter the custody game. That is why this is happening. This is right on target. The Binance and crypto Coinbase FUD is all happening while they are planning their own TradFi crypto custody service as well as exchanges. This is why this is happening, to wipe out the competition, friends, in order to make way for FedNow, an IEX federally regulated exchange, CBDCs, and NASDAQ crypto and custody services. TradFi is trying to make its way in by wiping all of us out. That is what's happening. At least we know that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is unstoppable. That all of these metaverses, all of these platforms can continue to build. Why? It's all code. It's all code at the end of the day. Just like the internet, they tried to stop the internet. They tried to stop us from using the internet. Why would you put your information out there? Why would you put content out there? You're going to buy things on the internet. And now look what we're doing. We're all talking on social media. We're entering the metaverse. We're entering another world. And it only makes sense for our money to go digital in a way that we can control. So make sure you guys stay strong, keep calm, hoggle on, and don't give in to the FUD. Be your own bank. Get your Bitcoin, your cryptocurrency, put it in your own wallet. Of course, there's going to be some opinions from the public. I want to see what's going on in the chat. What's going on, friends? Make sure you guys are smashing these likes. I don't think we have 100 likes or 100 live viewers yet, and I'm very sad about that. We have 66 likes, my friends. My friends, is this really true? Is this really true? I guess it is, guys. We got to get 100 likes and 100 live viewers. We gotta. Whoa, there's some Doge beef in the chat, and don't beef about Doge. That's not something we should be beefing about. That's just a happy little coin. Yeah, don't get too heated in the chat about that, okay? Now, there was some public opinion about what's going on now with Coinbase and everything like that. Someone named Pierre Rochard said, put up this tweet. Ripple, Seller, and altcoins are all a distraction. Bitcoin is way too far ahead. We should be focused on Bitcoin and sidechains. This is a tweet from Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, back in 2015. Pierre retweets it and said Coinbase should pivot back to being focused on Bitcoin. Jack Dorsey from Twitter put 100 emoji. So Jack Dorsey stepping into the conversation, and Elon Musk said Doge for the win. So as there's Coinbase, Binance attacks by the SEC, Jack Dorsey from Twitter is saying that people should just focus on Bitcoin. And of course, Elon Musk said Doge for the win because Doge is decentralized. It's proof of work. Now, we're still pushing for Dogecoin, apparently, from the Elon side. And Doge is up 2.72% today, trying to make its way back to 7 cents. We're just under 7 cents, 0.068 cents is where we're at. Let's trend back to 7 cent Doge. That's where I want to be. 7 cent Doge, and then probably maybe break out to 9.5 cents. That's like the zest right there. That's the zest. That's what started the pump earlier. Yep. So that's what is going on with Doge today for any of you guys that wanted to catch up with that. I know that there's a lot going on with the SEC. I know there's a lot going on with crypto, but I just wanted to let you guys know that you shouldn't be concerned with the FUD. You shouldn't be concerned with all of the crazy stuff going on, because at the end of the day, we know why we're in crypto. Gary Gensler said that there's no more digital currency. We don't need more digital currencies because we already have the dollar. We have the yen. It's a pretty crazy comparison, to be honest, but it just shows why we need Bitcoin even more, because Bitcoin is permissionless, proof of work. We don't need to worry about bank runs. We don't need to worry about inflation. We don't need to worry about any of our money being taken from us. And that is what's happening now, where our money, yes, it's mostly digital at the moment. Gary has a point. But it's not something we control. There are banks that control how much crypto we buy. If you can even move your money to begin with. Some people can't even move their money between their own accounts. All of this is permissioned. On top of that, you're trusting them to custody your funds. Why are we trusting people? We have to stop letting people hold our hands. Be your own bank, and that's exactly why they are scared. They are scared. Jano said, I'm happy you're part of the new generation. You think differently, just like all the young people today. You're the hope of change. I really do appreciate that, for real, because I do think that this is a revolution. And at first they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then they join you. And this is the last part, I think, before they end up joining us. Now, the FedNow program easily leads into CBDCs. That's coming out in July. Now, I think a lot of people are going to obviously maybe be forced into the FedNow program, forced into central bank digital currencies. But then there's going to be a point where people realize what's money that's free and what's not. When I talk about free, I'm not just talking about airdrops. I'm not just talking about like, here's just some money. I'm talking about free money that you choose when, where, and how you want to spend it. Because once CBDCs come into play, then all of your choice, all of your freedom, basically your free will is done. We don't get to choose when, where, how we spend our money, how we accumulate it, where we spend it. None of that is our choice anymore once the CBDC comes into place, and even FedNow really just brings us even closer to that. So I need you guys to do your own research. I don't know. I think you guys need to definitely do some more research. Take everything what I say like with a grain of salt. Go out and make sure you guys know what's going on. Make sure you guys are aware of how much our financial system is changing. Even our purchasing power is not the same as it was a few years ago. You can't buy nearly a quarter of what you were able to buy in the grocery store in 2019 that you can now. It's absolutely insane. Prices are going up. The money printer's about to go burr. And who's the people? Who are the people that have to pay the price for that? That's obviously going to be us. Unfortunately, this is the way it is when you have a centralized entity, and that you don't get to pick what you want to do. We didn't pick the debt ceiling deal. We don't get to pick where and how our money gets spent in the banks. We don't have control over any of that. but we have control over our Bitcoin. We have control over our cryptocurrency. And I know this is scary. I know that a lot of people might be scared of crypto because they're hearing all these things in the news, but this is just what happens every 4 years. There's always a huge hit on crypto. You could read about when Bitcoin was breaking $100 and retracing, and there were articles saying then that Bitcoin was dead. People knew then that Bitcoin wasn't dead. There's always going to be negative things said about pretty much everything. We know that Bitcoin 24/7, 365. We don't have to worry about Bitcoin getting halted. We don't have to worry about the same things that we worry about with the bank stocks. You could take a look at the bank stocks. Wrecked. Well, Bitcoin is still up over 70% on the new year. So you have to keep calm, hoggle on, don't be greedy. Let's get 100 likes. I see we're in the 80s right now. Let's keep hitting those likes, sharing the stream out with friends. Through inflation and taxation. That's basically what's going on here. It's basically what's going on here. Doge is pamping. Is it moving? Is it moving? Oh, it's up 3% now. So it's heading back to, yeah, it's getting there. It's getting back to 7 cents. It wants to get back to 7 cents. She feels like she wants to get there. Next time you sit in a helicopter ready to take off with Bitcoin, please make sure the helicopter has fuel. We're up 2% for Bitcoin right now. So we got some fuel going right now. We're up 2% now with Bitcoin, $26,259 Bitcoin. So you see, despite the FUD, that we're still in the green for Bitcoin. So let's continue to get after it. Smash those likes for Bitcoin's green day. We even have Litecoin, $89, heading back to $90. Oh my gosh, how bad do I want to see $90 Litecoin right now? It is crazy. I want to see $90 Litecoin so bad. And even Ethereum making moves, 1855, up 2.5%. So we have some movement here in the market. So we're starting to have a green day. Overboard, Green Day, I say. Absolutely, I say. I like Green Day. Green Day is a great band. Do you guys like Green Day? Put that in the chat. Do you guys like Green Day? Put a G. If you enjoy Green Day. I enjoy Green Day. I think they're pretty cool. I think they're a pretty cool band. But I think we're going to have... I thought the helicopter was landing, not taking off. That was the picture I posted was right before takeoff. It was a very serious picture. Should I pull that up? Hold on. I'll just go on my profile from here. This was like serious. This was like a serious face. This was like, salute, I'm about to go off. I'm receiving information. And yeah, this was like right as like the thing was taking off. But yeah. Make sure you guys smash these likes. We have 86. Let's get 100 likes. Come on, friends. You guys like Green Day. I'm seeing a lot of G. You guys are saying I looked nervous, but I wasn't nervous. I was like really having a time. I was so happy. I love that type of stuff. I'm like, I went on like the helicopter last year, except this one was closed doors. I went on an open door last year, but I liked the closed door. I thought it was like easier to like chill out and like absorb, but the open door was sick as well. Let me see if I don't have any pictures on my computer. I wish I did because that would be so freaking lit. It was a really great time though. I just like really love that whole experience. I love like just seeing like the city from above. It's like kind of wild just seeing what Manhattan is from above. Like when you're in it, it kind of looks crazy, but then above you see how crowded everything is, how together everything is. Patrick Murphy said, looks like they just told you you're going to pilot the chopper. Imagine, dude. Imagine. Was Emma scared? Nah, Emma was chilling. Emma's not scared of anything, dude. Like, Emma just hangs. She's like, whatever. Fwetty, nice to see you. What is that? Front Trim Bang? Is that what your name is? Front Trim? Hello. Nice to see you over there on TikTok. I think I need glasses, guys. I think I need glasses. Let's get 100 likes. Where are the likes? Where are you guys? Emma's the best. Wow, Retro Mike. I feel like you like Emma more than you like me. Which is okay, I guess. You know, Emma's kind of cool sometimes. Like, but only sometimes. Only sometimes. Overall, friends, don't be scared. Everything's going to be okay. We're all going to make it in the end. If you guys are members, make sure you show off your member emojis. I did add a new, I forgot to tell this stream. I told the other stream. I added a new 100 emoji to the chat because I know I say put 100 emoji in the chat all the time, but you actually have to go digging for those. So I wanted to give you easier access to your 100 emoji. And this one has sparkles on it. John Foster, how was her graduation? Her graduation was good. Her graduation was good. Emma did post on her Twitter for her graduation. So yeah, Emma was good. Her graduation was good. We had a good time. We went to go eat afterwards at Roland Roaster. It was so fire. We had a good time. And then the day after, so that was Saturday, was her graduation. Then on Sunday, we met up with Jimmy and we went on a helicopter. So that was like just really awesome. It was like 2 crazy days in a row. Now I got a lot of sleep. Like a lot of up time, but time that I wanted to be up and running. It was like a really great time. I just vibed like really hard. So I was just like, you know what, hanging out, having a good time with the fam, having a good time with some crypto fam as well. Nothing's better than that. Nothing's better than that. It's time for an Emma throw. Emma's chilling right now. Wow, you guys all want to talk to Emma. Holy sheesh. MetaMask, nice to see you too. MetaMask is always here with the love. Hexatori Pulse, is that what your name is? MTC is the best in front of the camera. Emma's good at throwing things. Emma likes to throw things. John Germain, Joe chooses me, Mike chooses Emma. Oh my God, imagine like a sister war. I want to do a podcast with Emma one day. If you guys want to see a podcast with Emma one day, put a Y for yes or an N for no. I think Emma's MTC V2. Me and Emma are very opposite individuals. I'll tell you that. Make sure you guys smash these likes while we're talking here. Alexandra, put a Y. Oh, sheesh. I see a lot of Y's in there. Oh my gosh, you guys all want Emma to come on the camera. Emma, I hope Emma's seeing this. Emma. Overboard. The real question, who's better at touching grass, me or Emma? Definitely Emma. Emma's good at like sitting on the beach and like staying still, and just like chilling. Me? And she also has straight hair, so she's very much the opposite of me too. But me, I'm more like, I like to walk around. I like to like, I don't know. We have very different personalities. Who's better at baking cookies? Emma doesn't bake cookies. I try to teach Emma, but she'd rather me bake the cookies. But she likes to eat the dough, though. And Emma does help me during my process, though. MetaMask wants 150 likes. We got 90 right now. Let's get to 100. Who's better at singing? I don't think any of us. That's why, LOL. Windows. Oh, we're talking about Windows. Just sit on a beach and read a book sounds like literal torture. I mean, listen, I think that like sitting on the beach is cool. I'm just not like, you know, I just can't sit there for a long time. Like I'll sit there for a few minutes, but then I want to like get up and like take a walk, like play around. Like I just can't sit still like that. You want to pick Emma's brain. We got to get her on stream then. We got to get her on stream. See, she says singing on the beach is the best vibe possible. I mean, I just can't. It's cool for the first 5 minutes. Exactly. Get Emma to interview MTC. We got to get Emma on here, dude. You guys want this stuff. Let's get 8 more likes, guys. We're almost there. Almost at 100 likes. I want to check in on the markets again. I'm like addicted. See how often I check the charts, guys? We're at 26.3. Ooh, could we hit 26.4? That's nice. We're up almost 2.5% for Bitcoin, 2.36%. We're almost up 3% for Ethereum. Oh, sheesh. Imagine we can make up for yesterday's loss. That would be absolutely amazing. I want to see some more price action with these charts, man. Like $89.10 Litecoin. Like this is crazy. This is crazy. It wants to hit $90. I know it does. Sam 2020 said, guess who bought Coinbase stock? Oh, I guess that was you, Sam. Let's check in on Coinbase. I haven't checked in on that in like an hour. So Coinbase, we're at $50 Coinbase, not up, unfortunately, down 13%, but recovered 7%, Sam 2020. I remember before we were watching, we were down like 20%, getting wrecked with Coinbase because they were trying to FUD the life out of it. But now it's up to $50, so that's good. We're just like chilling over there with Coinbase. 5 more likes, friends. Yeah, so we have Coinbase having a little bit of trouble today. There's still a red money flow here according to the daily on market Cipher, but it is starting to trend upwards, which is very interesting. So it seems like buyers want to make a move here. a lot of people are defending Coinbase for sure, starting to rebound here in the last 3 hours, as you can see. How much did we go up exactly from the wick low to now? Yep. Chilling. Coinbase seems like it's some deeper red money flow on the hourly. So it seems like some people are trying to dump a little bit of Coinbase. Matic is a steal right now. Matic actually just got named in the lawsuit, my friends. Let's look at Matic. We got 81 cents, down 2.5%. I mean, Matic was killing it, dude. Or Polygon, whatever you want to call it. It was doing so good for a while. I mean, it still is doing good compared to like other cryptocurrencies where it's kind of just like, I'm not mad at Polygon. I feel like they're just, considering what their all-time high was, like I think they're doing pretty all right. They're still working really hard. They're still making partnerships. They're working with multiple banks and countries actually throughout the bear market. So Matic is like kind of doing good with partnerships. So I don't know if I would be worried about short-term price, but again, it just got named in this lawsuit, which puts it, in this weird freaking thing in this limbo. Yes, Sam. So it was like Matic, Cardano, Filecoin, ICP, all these weird things that they just threw in there. Even like Mana, Sandbox, all these things that just don't really make sense to really throw in there. They just did it. Thank you. Oh, we have 100 likes. That is beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank you guys for joining me today. I appreciate it. If you guys have any more questions, I could try to take them before I head out. But honestly, like, this has just been a crazy day. I got up, I saw the Gary Gensler stream. So I didn't even like see it until I turned on the TV. Like, I do my thing in the morning. I'm not really looking at the TV. I'm on my phone and I'm like on Twitter and stuff. I didn't see the interview time. And then right before I saw it, I was like, oh sheesh. So I was setting up my stream. I was rushy. Then I set up my stream and then I went live this morning. And now I'm live again because I want to make sure everyone got the news today. But again, this is the Daily Zest, full of daily zest, full of zest on the daily. Cryptocurrency, thank you for the hand arts. I appreciate it. It's a really great day, my friends, because it's showing that crypto is getting so much attention. Obviously, my friends, all of these lawsuits just bring more attention to crypto. Makes people question, what is Bitcoin? What is cryptocurrency? What does it all mean? And why do they hate it so much? Which brings people to education. And that's what we need to do. We need to educate people. We need to educate on why we are here, what the fundamentals of this space are compared to the pumpamentals. We don't care about the pumpamentals. We care about the fundamentals, being your own bank, owning your money, send, receiving, transferring value, information 24/7, 365. I want to ask you guys as well. This is a question brought about in the chat. Should I go live earlier? This morning, we were absolutely popping, dude. It was like 9:30. What time did I go live? I think it was 9 or 9:30. It was popping this morning. It was cool to go live early, too, because it was just like, yeah, early live, yeah. I like my noon. I like my 12 p.m.s. But at the same time, I'm thinking of just doing an earlier show. So if you guys want an earlier show, if you guys want 9:30, put a 9. And if you want a 12 p.m., book a 12. I would like to grab that. You know what? Should I just put a poll? I'll end this poll and I'll put up a new one instead of you guys typing. I'll give you guys less work. One second. New time or nah is the poll. So 9 or 9:30 a.m. Eastern, or we're going to put same at 12 p.m. Eastern. Okay. No, I'm not going to put another option because you guys are going to pick the third option just to troll me. Oh no, it deleted. Okay, there you go. Enter that poll. Let me know what you guys think, and I will take that into consideration. I'll give you guys like a minute. Please enter that poll. Let me know your live thoughts. John Foster, your timing is good because it doesn't interfere with other... Yeah, I know. But like I like my noon, but at the same time I like the morning. You know, it's I care more about like, you know, just our ease. Colin said we would pick the cookie option always. That's why I didn't put it there. I almost did. I almost put a third option, but then I was like, no. P Team Crypto, MTC and coffee, brilliant. I did have coffee on the live stream this morning. It was a nice item. Yeah, so it might be 9 or 9:30. I have to pick. But it seems you guys are pretty torn. We got 22 votes already, and you guys are like 55-45. Please pick a time, friends. Enter the poll. Enter the poll. I mean, sheesh. I don't know. I'm so torn, guys. All right. Well, I guess 9:30 is winning. If you guys want an opinion, you guys got to enter that poll. I'm trying to make this a democratic decision here. I'm trying to, you know, democratic. Yeah. Democracy. Trying to make this a democracy. Wow, we're 50-50 now? Are you serious? Wow, you guys are even more torn than the SEC on what a digital asset is. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is crazy. 12 might be better for other countries. I thought 9 would be better for other countries. Zesty Front should get 10 votes, LOL. I really wish it worked this way. Yeah, I'm trying to make this like a whole democracy here. Emma, go live at 9. I'm so dead. Yeah, you guys are so torn. I'm trying to leave some time for you guys to enter this poll, but you guys are torn like more than anybody. Wow, you guys are more torn than I am. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you know, the live is always going to be zesty, but yeah, I guess maybe I'll shoot my shot one week. I don't know. I guess I got to think about this. I got to make an executive decision. Cuz you guys are so freaking torn. It's 56% at 9:30 or 9. That doesn't give me super confidence here.
This isn't a democracy, it's a cheerocracy. What movie is that?
It's a cheerocracy. Oh, I mean, I don't know what movie that is, but it could be our new movie. We'll make this the cheerocracy. Someone on TikTok said the SEC suing Coinbase will drag out for years. That's possible. That's possible. Just like, you know, the XRP case has been going on like my whole life. I feel like my whole life I've just been hearing about XRP, SEC, Wow. I see it. Listen, you guys have some strong opinions here, but it seems like 9 is winning. I'll make an executive decision. 3 Diglets, thank you again for the $5 super chat. You're the G. You're a really cool individual. I appreciate it. Ozzy said, look at the likes from earlier, no brainer. no, G said, MTC live at 4 a.m. Imagine, no way, dude. That's crazy. There's not enough news by that time, which is why I like doing the noon because I know there's a lot of news by that time. But at the same time, 9 a.m. is like, you know, a lot of stuff is like fresh off the press. So, Resident said, I miss seeing you on your For You page. Then you got to make sure you follow me and keep my post notifications on so that way you're notified, my friend. All right. Got it. Thank you guys for your opinions. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your likes and your support. I appreciate it. Nifty guy, highest bid wins. I mean, a super chat war over which time I should go live? That's interesting. Oh, sheesh. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate every single one of you. Guys, I went live a lot this morning. I went live a lot today. We are going off. We're going to get after it. I'm going to figure it out because I like the early live. I also like the noon, but all of this is, again, I got to make the executive decision. I'll put some thoughts to it. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for being zesty individuals. Make sure you guys smash these likes, subscribe, share the stream out with friends so more people know what's going on with the SEC and Coinbase and everything going on here. I will let you guys know on Twitter. I will let you guys know if I switch the time on Twitter. 100% I will let you know. This morning was just a spur of the moment live just because I want to get Gary Gensler's interview out there. But this, again, I went live again just to catch everyone up. So I hope you guys feel caught up. I hope you guys feel zesty. Smash these likes, share the stream out with friends. You guys know what to do. Comment when this is over. Let me know how you feel about a new time for the Daily Zest. Write your honest thoughts in the description, in the comments after this is over. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And as always, stay zesty. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.